I want to know what you think about Quinn's Omega Copium. Okay, I'll tell you what his Omega Copium is. He's convinced that season 1 is going to be like, I'll put it the way he said, like 30 new bosses, 20 new dungeons, complete like 20 new skills, a whole new in-game progression system, leaderboards, new
like a whole expansion's worth of stuff.
Yeah, a whole expansion's worth of stuff. He's basically saying that that's why Season 0 seems so like Lester's, because they're just saving it all for Season 1 while they work out the kinks. And then his chat said his chat was like, "Holy copage, Triple Goblins Inc."
Oh, I can't wait for Triple Goblins. That one's.
I actually am losing faith the more I play, and I feel like it is going to be something as cringe as like, oh, we added 2 new side quests to one zone, and now goblins have an increased spawn rate, and the butcher gives double loot. By the way, farm while you run out again.
And the butcher knife is actually bigger on the horse.
Let's see. I'm trying to find the times. Find when they were running them.
We're probably gonna have on season 1 Uber Elias that you need to kill him 5 more times per fight. Because treat.
Butcher has mods on him, Pog.
How many times we kill Elias over the campaign? Like 4 to 5 times already?
Yeah.
Up to the immortal?
Who is not being able to join the party? I can't vote for Snickty.
Me, because I am stuck in a load screen. I have exited the load screen. I think you should go mid lane egg, leave the closest lane for me, because I take forever to load.
I PK'd the edge successfully.
Bottom lane.
Yeah, I'm glad that you admit that.
I don't know. What are your expectations from season 1 for Snickety? Or what do you want to see in season 1? Give me a wish list.
It's not that.
So I want to see some sort of addition into dungeons. Well, I think there's a lot of like base quality of life that needs to happen.
Okay,
and
yeah,
I don't
okay.
only want it to be base quality of life. Yeah. So I want to see base quality of life stuff sorted out. I want to be able to, when we plug a nightmare dungeon, it takes us directly to the dungeon. Ideally,
I got the black screen too. I'll be right back.
He's blasting. No bugs. I want bugs like that ironed out. I want the cutscenes to work.
Yeah, that's quality. That's quality. That's quality of life. We'll just consider.
That, but I'm sorting this all out. Okay,
yeah.
Let cook.
Okay.
And then I want. 1 second. I want there to be 2. I want there to be 3 things. I want them to have some sort of addressing of PvP, and I am not the person to look to for suggestions to that, but I want there to be some sort of PvP thing. My suggestions, although I'm not the person to ask because I don't PvP, are something like battlegrounds or arenas. I don't think you have to reinvent the wheel, but I think something like that for PvP. I want that. I want some sort of repeatable bossing content. Right now we have the capstone dungeons, which have like really interesting boss, or not interesting per se. I'll say interesting. Like the boss fights in the capstone dungeons are kind of cool. Like when we were fighting Elias and like there was like the pizza mechanics and stuff, like that's cool. I want there to be more repeatable, more ways to distinguish yourself doing that sort of content. Like as a form of in-game pillar. And then additionally, I would like there to be some sort of mechanic baked into the dungeons that is akin to like a breach, or even something as simple as like a rogue exile spawn, or like ambush, or some sort of equivalent from PoE where it's some sort of mechanic that can spawn inside of nightmare sigils, so we can start building out. Sure, but more
I think it could be. I think it needs to be controlled. You should add it if you want it.
No, for the season, I think you should just always have it. It should spawn every season because I think you need to
Yeah.
start building a stable of things, which are events that happen inside of dungeons, and more than just the shit rando events that happen right now. I think they need to be things that aren't just things that happen to the side of your dungeon, but happen like during the course of play. So you need to start building out that stable, and that stable is like the thing that they need to keep working on over seasons and over seasons. And then in addition, they need to have a plan to have some sort of PvP integration every season, some sort of boss integration every season, and then ideally a wild card every now and then, like a delve, like a heist, like some sort of extra activity.
Okay, field reporter Randall here. Confirmed, they were running Lost Archives.
More quality of life updates I think is absolutely critical is a gem tab or just something for inventory management.
Quality of life is
right
like
now.
just needs to be the game, or we're going to severely start losing players, kind of thing. I was really focused on like the content additions.
Yeah, I think they need to consider 3 pillars. One is boss and
PvP.
content, one is PvP, and one is dungeons.
There's
I think,
another pillar there too, but
yeah, it would be great if there was, but
and that
I
needs to be.
wouldn't expect that from season 1.
I think that it's more important for season 1 to change up skills like drastically.
The skills. Why?
Yeah, our skills suck right now. They're just bad.
I don't see the base game getting.
They just need to make more skills quickly. Always
That's not
customize
gonna
your skill.
happen quickly. Not for season 1 at least.
That should be a priority.
Remember, season 1 and 2 are already finished.
In development.
Yeah, and I hope that I hope that's the reason why they released the game with such mediocre and bare bones skills to start, is because they had them planned for season 1 and 2. Skill modifiers and items for season 1, yes please.
I don't know. I feel like I'm dreaming a lot when I hear the words. Okay, we should address more PvP because all the MMO players that come from Diablo expecting more open world stuff related to MMO, they want to have PvP as well. More than RPG, because RPG players are not that interested in PvP in comparison with.
I just think that
MMO
it's a long
players.
shot for you to get something like an arena or battleground. I think the people who are
It's
playing
really
PvP.
easy and simple.
Yeah, I just think the
You
people who are
know,
playing PvP in a game like this like it because of the open world smashing noob ruffle stomp. Whereas when you have like a battleground or an arena system, you're expecting a more equalized playing field.
Yeah, I don't know. Like,
I like the arena or battleground system more, but I do not think
Okay,
that
but,
it is
like,
what you're going to get if they add
I
something
feel like probably
PvP.
arena battleground system is that like you have to like you want like all these you want all your like all the specific aspects for it, but like they're probably different than the ones that you want to act like you'd have to like farm. So you have to like have like multiple. I don't know. It just feels weird, and like there'd just be giving imbalances because the way you acquire gear, and so it wouldn't actually be fair.
But PvP don't need to be meant to get gear.
No, I didn't say that. I said that
I mean, I understand.
that because you have different gear than someone else, and they like, you can't. It's impossible to balance.
That you don't need to be
Who cares about balance?
Yeah, who cares
why
about
did-
balance?
Yeah,
Because
that's what I'm
when,
saying. That's why I don't think.
Into an arena where they know that, like it's like queuing to an arena with gotcha games where you just like queue up and you just pull a lever and you see did that guy spend more than me? He won, unlock. That guy has the item, he wins, unlock.
That's a part
Yeah,
of the
but
game.
that's like the game is getting your character more powerful, and then like
Yeah.
that's what people want.
that's
in
what-
PvP
I'm saying
is
that's
to
not
go in and
conducive.
show that hey,
Yeah, that's not conducive to an arena though.
Yeah, and how about the biggest dick?
exactly. I got a Shaco, you didn't. I win now.
Yeah, that's
I think
not
it's
conducive
fun.
to an arena. That's an open world system.
Well, no, who cares?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
No one would have-
People don't want to queue
That's
into an
right.
arena for that.
The difference between open world right now, PvP, versus an arena is that PvP right now is you walk 3 steps and you need to engage monsters. And if you have like a full PvP build, you will feel really annoying. Need to deal with monsters.
Yeah.
Because you
Also,
wanna
I think
focus your skill and kill players. And
this goes back.
fucking dense. That place is really dense. There's monster everywhere. They use for solo leveling experience. It's the best place to level up because there's full monster every time, and I don't fucking like that. I want to go PvP zone and have the less monster possible so I can actually focus on players.
It's fucking.
In addition, like the idea of, I agree, players want to win, and like they don't want to queue into something where they know they're going to lose. And you can often end up in a situation where before the match even starts, you lose in champ select because you're just not as geared as the other person. But like, you can just queue people in that are, ideally, you have some sort of bracket system to where you wind up in silver, and then you go against other shitters, and then
I think
it can work itself out. Like, you can have
moving parts.
That's leaderboard.
It doesn't matter that there's moving parts. You don't need to have like this tightly tuned thing in order to just have players go smash each other.
Right. I'm saying that you could have some like MMR system or whatever, right? Or maybe you have some tier score system or something, but like there's gonna be some problem with it where it's just like, oh well, this gear score system, it rates,
You fucking Nirvana fallacy me, okay? Just because it's not perfect shouldn't prevent you from getting started.
I think it doesn't work at all, is what I'm saying.
I think it works just fine. I think that you can have like duels right now where people are going to be of wildly different calibers of gear, but you can still duel each other. In the same way, you can just queue into it and have yourself randomly matched against someone.
Get my stuff from my box.
You don't have to play it.
That's
I
the
don't think-
only thing I really want in the game. There is absolutely nothing else that I want in the game that Persnickety say right now. For me,
okay, but here's the thing: is I think that maybe it works out because only the people who have the most gear are gonna queue up, and you're never gonna get anyone that has zero gear. And then it's because everyone has zero gear just auto loses, and then it's fine except for the fact that you have like hour-long queue times.
Yeah, but you're taking away one particular thing that you cannot do right now in the game, and for me it's a big problem. Is you cannot duel anyone. There is no duels right now. You cannot say 1v1 right now because you cannot.
Yeah, duels should be a thing in the PvP zone.
That's fine, but I don't think you. Well, I think you can even just like in a WoW, like you just fucking right-click duel someone. I think that's fine. But I think
but
adding an arena system or a battleground system.
We don't have an arena. We don't have a battleground. We don't have any other place right now to duel someone, and that's a problem. And an arena is one of the solutions. Just be able to do 1v1 to someone like a Lost Ark that you are in town, and big circle appears, and if you leave the circle, you lose. Duel kind of thing.
You can only do that now in the overworld, by the way. Can't do that in town. Should be able to do it in town though.
I remember during the campaign, you was able to do it.
That was out in the world. That wasn't in a well, I'm sure that wasn't in a town.
Well, yeah, but probably was on the small village during the campaign.
Yeah.
I trust Egg on Lost Ark info. That guy's.
Yeah. I remember I duel in the small towns, not the big ones.
Yeah, there's a famous. It's not a town. It's just a quest spot, but it looks like a village. Yeah. People would duel there, like the Goldshire.
I mean that.
I don't think that's what happened at Goldshire, but yeah.
People duel each other outside Goldshire Inn.
That is not what Goldshire Inn is famous for.
Okay, but
outside Org. Now, if you said outside Org, oh yeah. Org Gate.
Fuck Horde.
Dual spot.
But well, that's what I mean. Where I feel like we need some kind of PvP engage system beside the farming area.
I think you should be able to right-click duel someone. I thought you could, but you apparently can't. That's cringe. That part's fun. Makes sense.
Oh, I got fucking stunned by this fucking big guy. Look up, big guy.
No.
And I can understand why Blizzard was mainly focused on the PvE aspect before Season 1. That's completely understandable.
I can understand.
Eventually.
That's also the thing is like I can understand why they released the game's skills in the way they did, and the dungeon and the nightmare sigils in the state that they did. But these are all things that need to be ramped and quick. So I really hope that they were, because like again, if Season 1 has already been in development for over 6 months, like it should be fucking big.
And Season 2 is already been working on
Yeah.
it.
Honestly, I think they probably like. I just think would hope that actually Season 1 was in development for like.
Back by the time that the
long
first,
time.
yeah, back by the time they got the first
like-
beta started, they were probably already like moving people off of the team working on like they were just trying to get the game ready to like functioning to launch, like where it wouldn't just do what it does to Persnickety every other dungeon and black screen. Unfortunate that guy got taken off his role before he fixed that, but you know, again.
Happens.
It's complaining, but it's also the fact that like when people spend this much money on a game, and when Blizzard amps up a game so much, you kind of expect it to like
Not black screen you, teleport you to random locations.
not have skills be very bare bones, not have the dungeons be missing, basically any creativity. Like there are things that like you want.
You could pay literally $100 for the game, and it's just like, well, okay, this is what I get. I get $100 for this.
Well, you could also pay $20 for a set of cosmetic armor.
$30.
Also,
$30.
what?
Yeah, it's $30.
20.
It's 30 because of the odd coin
Yes.
number.
Yeah, it's like $28, but you have to buy it as 30.
Yeah, and then you have to pay tax, so it's like $36 for me.
Okay, well, some of you have to pay tax.
Also, it's not adjusted for local prices, so South American is F.
Unless you live in Argentina, they have pizza prices.
Why did this guy just take
But
no
even
damage?
for the freezer prices, they're more than 1 a week of eating.
Okay, that mob was just invincible and then just chain stunned me until I died. So that was cool.
You know, who can you fix that? Duel him in a PvP arena 1v1 right now.
Yeah, man, no scopes, top of Rust.
Even Worm knows what Goldshire was famous for. Okay, to be fair, I know what Goldshire was famous for too, but outside of that inn, people would be beating each other up naked. They weren't dueling, were they? Okay, hold on.
No.
They weren't dueling for the. There was no competitive PvP integrity to that one.
Yeah, man.
You know what is the other
I
reason
mean,
why
yeah,
it's a good
percent.
idea have an arena? Because if you want to test a PvP build and see, okay, this work or doesn't work, you just can queue into a random guy and, I don't know, if you see there's a big difference in gear, you're gonna say, okay, this doesn't count. But otherwise, you're gonna test and stuff all the time. You're gonna have fun trying to figure out if what you think is gonna work actually work or not. And I'm not thinking about the try-hard experience. I'm thinking about the casual experience. Like, I want to try PvP. This is gonna work. I see I have a lot of stuns. I have a lot of survivability. And you go there
Okay,
and you
what
see,
happens?
like,
Okay, and then you
what
queue
works.
in, and 10 times in a row, you get someone who's got 20 times your gear. And then you'd never log
That-
into PvP again.
Yeah, but that's means
I don't
that
think-
you're not ready.
I don't think a casual
What do you
queues
think
up. I don't think a
happens
casual queues up for PvP though. By the like, to be
What do you
honest.
think happens in World of Warcraft?
That's not what.
Do you think in World of Warcraft only the people that are absolutely maxed out on character power are queuing into PvP?
I mean, World of Warcraft, your gear is, I mean, one, they scale it up, if you're like to a certain minimum threshold, I think. But two is that like gear is it's infinitely easier to evaluate when there's no like special things about it.
For chat, Oscar, they specifically don't have a build saving feature because they want you to feel like you need to reroll characters.
But it's not hard to evaluate the character level when you have item power in the game.
Item power
Okay, no,
is a
but
pretty useless stat though.
Item power
Well, it
means
is. It's
nothing. Item power.
You're
does
saying
nothing.
that like no one will ever queue for PvP because they're just gonna get stomped and then have a bad experience and never queue for it. But like that's not what happens in WoW. That's not what happens. Like people do queue for PvP.
I'm saying that there are too many you cannot like in WoW you can queue people of similar like item, but in this game you have no clue. You can't, like,
Blizzard would have to make a
You can
system
have like
to match me.
brackets of like you can be level 60 to 65 and now you can only hit people that are that level.
I mean, sure, but like, do you have a bracket for like 1 unique, 0 uniques, 2 uniques, like
Doesn't really matter.
full legendary aspects, half legendary aspects?
Okay. Let's say something. If you don't have full legendary aspects, that's completely your fault.
Okay, but
Because
you don't
during the
have all the
campaign-
aspects that are good for it, or all of them are codex
sure.
aspects versus
well then-
actual aspects, and so you have half the power of
You're
your
literally
aspects.
inventing problems. Like this isn't like
It's not
people.
a problem.
This is not a problem.
You're saying that if I think it is.
Balance
You're
is not a
inventing
problem.
a guy to like say is going to get turned off from PvP in the game. Which like if they do and they're turned off from PvP in the game, that's fine. Like I'm inventing a guy who wants PvP, and I think my guy will be served. And if the other guy isn't served by that, that's fine. He can go do other stuff in the game.
I think that there are people. I mean, okay. Does your guy like the game, or does he just want the PvP?
If he just wants the PvP, then
He can't.
sure.
Again,
No, he cannot. If you just want PvP, you cannot just
yeah.
PvP.
yeah,
But that's
you cannot-
fine.
That's fine because
That
this game is
there
not
can be
made to
another. There can be another system that caters to people that just want the PvP. That doesn't have to be every PvP system, but we need a PvP system that caters to people that want to play the game but also want to PvP.
Right. I think that you should have a separate system for PvP players.
That's Lost Ark.
You need to fucking PvP gear. You need to have a vendor.
Yeah, but that's a lot of work, and
Just fucking
yeah, it's a
slap
lot
guy.
of work. And
Oh, I
that
just
was
said-
an interview a couple years ago when there was talking
I know
about that
Blizzard
kind of
hates
system.
vendors because they say that if anything that a vendor can do, you can do something better with a different game, with like a more fleshed out game mechanic. Yes, I know.
Yeah,
Sometimes a vendor is just a good option.
it's a
Also-
good option, but they don't like that option in Blizzard. It's fine.
If you're looking to make a system that caters to people that don't actually want to play Diablo, but they want a PvP, you can offer them League of Legends for one, but for two, like why bother giving them gear? They don't want to play Diablo.
You get them PvP gear that has
Why?
like fucking one item.
They don't
level.
want to play Diablo.
I want to play
They want
Diablo
the
just
PvP.
only in PvP mode.
They don't like ARPG aspects of it, but they like the combat. They like the combat. They think
So
the
what you
combat
can
feels
do for
good.
them is you can say, okay, your items no longer have stats. They have their aspects because we still want your abilities to have like
How do they get their aspects?
interactions. You have to play the game a little bit.
Okay, let's
I
say
think
something
requiring
about PvP.
just have aspects when
PvP
you're-
is an end game from a game like Diablo. So just to be
Right,
able
well,
to participate into PvP, you need to at least complete the campaign.
Sure. I mean, I think okay.
So,
Then what?
so if you complete the campaign, you have access to it.
I mean, you don't have access to Sacred, or I mean, you could have access to Sacred, but like, maybe not. You don't have access to Ancestral.
Yeah, but this is like a part of the game. It's like if you don't wanna have access to that just to be stronger, it's your fault.
They don't want to. They don't want to sit there and grind for hours so that then they can start PvP. And they just want to. They're like, okay, I'll level my character. You know, I'm fine with leveling because you know that's how it works in like every game. Well, not every game, but like, you know.
Guild Wars
not-
2 doesn't require you to level the PvP.
Lost
it
Ark
not?
also doesn't require
I-
level to PvP.
Right.
Wait, you're
That
just
could
scaled
also
up.
be an option. Yes,
Sure.
in
Yeah,
Lost
you
Ark,
could just be-
yes, that's also an option. But I don't think that should be like the first thing of PvP that they come out with. I think
Yeah.
that the first thing of PvP should be something that
A
caters
right
to people
tool.
that actually want to play the game.
The very first thing should be a right-click duel. That cannot be
I mean,
hard.
they could just do both these things at the same time. By the way, you could just allow
Yeah,
people.
they
to do
can.
both.
Yeah,
Yeah, fair,
but
they can.
I
but
mean,
if
you don't
need
want to
choose
do too
one,
much at once. Okay, you gotta spread that content out, brother.
That's not
Hey,
enough
yeah,
content
right
for a
click duel is
season.
season one.
That's not enough content. Holy shit, that'd be such a lame amount of content.
You know, imagine that they go, okay, for season 1, we have
You get right-click duel.
we our PvP players. We heard you loud and clear. You can now right-click duel players. Parentheses. It has a 2-hour
To
cooldown.
put my expectations of season 1, my expectations of season 1 are equivalent to that of like PoE's The Maven being released. Like yearly, like it needs to be that good. That's the amount
It
of
needs to be
That's-
3.13 ritual where they rework the Atlas and
yeah.
they fucking
It needs to be,
add
and that
big
needs to
bit
be
to
how
edge.
big their first couple seasons are. They might be able to start teetering it down a little bit, but I mean, after a couple seasons, there's going to be like they need to be big. They've got a lot of catching up to do. That's the price that they pay for being a game that is competing with other games that have been out for many years when it hasn't been out for many years. Is they need to ramp quickly.
And also, this is fucking expensive game.
Yeah, this game also costs
Okay.
way more than all the other ones out.
That's true. I mean,
Like triple the price.
Even including the fact that realistically you do have to buy stat tab for PoE. It is $20 for the currency map plus like premium tab or whatever, like the starter bundle.
I think a PoE price is about $60.
It's $20. It's realistically the first. It's the first blood pack that they sell for $20. That's enough to survive for like.
Yeah, it's enough. It's enough to.
That's
start
what
playing, but if you-
Persnickety has, and he
if
plays
you
just
have
fine.
a decent experience, like no struggle a lot. $60, I think, is the ideal price for a PoE.
I'm telling you, I think
don't
Persnickety has
I get a little
literally.
less than that. I have less than that.
Persnickety has
and,
like 2 premium. He's spent like probably $30, and he is more than well off. Like you.
Someone
Yeah,
told me
but
that
I
last
have so many tabs, and I use like a currency tab, a quad tab, a normal tab for selling, and then like it's like I have in like a map tab.
So for the first couple seasons, bring permanent ongoing content. Yes, I think all
Everything,
I
all
think
seasons.
I think all seasons should bring permanent ongoing content. My preference is that nothing ever gets removed once it has been added.
I think you do have to remove stuff eventually, but I don't think the proper way to go about it is introduce new thing and then immediately remove new thing. The proper way to go about it is introduce new thing and remove giga old thing.
Or introduce new thing
or-
and then tweak it so that it's not as big, but it's still a new thing even going forward.
Yeah. You can do like
You can condense. You can condense and
Yeah.
simplify. That's
But what about this? Example: Season
course, we're getting
1
ultimate
have
mini day
a
now.
war boss. Have a war boss called, I don't know, Mephisto. I know it's not gonna be
Okay.
Mephisto, but
That-
let's say Mephisto.
It
Not
could
great, but-
realistically be Mephisto.
yeah.
And
Sure.
you can
War
say
bosses aren't great, though.
the achievement for killing Mephisto in the season is you're gonna have a Mephisto trophy for your horse, because it's something that Blizzard actually do. And after the season 1, you're not gonna see Mephisto as a war boss until something else happens, because Mephisto is gonna be the exclusive war boss from the season, and that's the only content that's not gonna be again in the game, or I don't know.
I think that's
I think
just
that's
worse.
really cringe.
I think that's just worse
I
than
think
just
that's
leaving him
really
in,
cringe.
leaving him in the game for the next seasons to come.
Yeah, that's why it's so like why remove him? It's something you fight once every 5 weeks at that point.
Or just become something that you can only fight once per month or something like that, or per week.
I thought that that's how current one. I thought that world bosses they rotate on a week. There's like this.
You can
week
get
is
they
Ashaba, next
they
week
rotate
is-
every couple hours, and you can get
Yeah.
you can kill all 3 once in a week. You get bonus reward. You can
get
still kill
the
them.
bonus
You can
reward.
kill
You
Yeah,
can still kill them
obviously.
every. You can kill them every
every
spawn.
day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can kill them
multiple-
every time they spawn, but you only get the bonus
Oh, I
loot
thought
from them.
that they rotated weekly. Okay.
No, they're just
I thought that,
random.
like,
They're just
this week was
random
like
when
this.
they.
There's a reason why
Oh,
we have a
this-
YouTube video for every.
Well.
Because Randall's
yeah,
a big fan of the YouTube.
I've opened that YouTube page ever. I've definitely seen that. Yeah. Yeah.